Alrighty, folks, I have Sean Redinger here from Cloud Realty. An awesome interview in store for you guys today. So we're going to get right into it. Sean, tell us a little bit more about yourself. I think you had worked together as well with us with one of your old partners, but now you recently launched and you've been aggressively scaling Cloud Realty. But just tell us about yourself, your industry experience, and we'll start from there.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, so you and I, we first met getting in when my partner and I were getting into the marketing space, specifically for real estate agents, and just really kind of diving in, wanting to take a peek behind the curtain. That's how we met, and then along the way, when the industry changed, when the market shifted, how I kind of position our offer definitely had to change. And so we ended up opening up a brokerage, and so that we could get really creative with how we charge things, and how we did business with real estate agents. And so in opening up the brokerage, we've been acquired by EXP, and now we're just really focusing on serving real estate agents, and growing like crazy.
I love it. I love it. And so you come in as more of a marketer. And you really realize this whole agent attraction space is lucrative. There's a lot of money to be made in it as well. And there's just so much as a marketer first, you can capitalize a lot more on just the income stream there. So when you first started out, did you ever think about like selling, digital products or marketing services as like a method to attract? Particularly into downlines or like, your brokerage now, your company now. Did you ever think of that as being a mechanism?
No, no, it never crossed my mind. I never thought about it because it was, um, I mean, kept them completely separate. Brokerage operations and then marketing completely separate. But when you worked with real estate agents, and I've been working with them for the last 7 years, when you've been working with them for so long, you realize that it's not just leads that is just the problem. There's coaching, there's accountability, they need brokerage support. Some of these guys don't even know how to write a contract. Um, and and that was one of the reasons why we partnered up with a company that not only rewarded us, like EXP, on the rev share side, but we could leverage their services to serve agents. So it was interesting using marketing as a way to start the conversation. That was really the spark. That was the aha, like, wow, this is we could really scale our attraction, um, because the amount of people I talk to that want to talk about recruiting is like nothing. If I talk to 100 real estate agents and ask, hey, if I were to show you a bigger, better way to close more transactions, would you be interested or open to having that conversation? About 99 of them are going to tell me absolutely not. But if I have a conversation where saying, hey, listen, I have a method and I am a brokerage and I am a real estate agent, which by the way, all of my reps are licensed agents. That's one of my requirements. Um, but all of my guys doing sales, being real estate agents themselves, they can speak to that. Um, and uh, and it's a game changer.
I love
Sorry
it.
if that was long-winded.
No, it's perfect. I think you mentioned as well earlier, like you guys got acquired by EXP, right?
That's right.
I love that. And so you guys, I think before I remember you came in to our program with a partner. You guys scaled up. I remember you guys closing a bunch of deals in the group chat and everything. And then I think you guys had a separate vision and you guys parted ways, which is understandable. And that's when you decided to go all in on Cloud Realty. Um, so, you know, how has like how have you seen the brokerage game to be, the company game to be like? Has this been a little bit different from what you were doing in the past? Has it been more challenging?
It's been a hell of a lot more challenging for sure, because on the lead gen side, you're only responsible for one piece, but on the brokerage side, you do kind of take responsibility for that person's success. And not that you are responsible for that person's success, but there's almost like this implied, especially with newer agents, hey, if I'm hanging my license with you and you're receiving a piece of every transaction that I close on, there's usually a good value exchange there. Forgive me, bring me back to the question.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we pretty much got it. Like, in terms of like, I do want to segue as well off this, but like your guys is you started like the brokerage, right? And initially it was a way of like, you know what, I can monetize way better off these agents, right? And then
Mhm.
obviously you probably realize that like, oh, I need to now bring more people in. And the way that you did it right now is, so do you market as Cloud Realty or do you market as Sean or your company's name? Like, what's your process like that? Because I know you guys are using like that marketing service digital product at the front end to get people to book on your guys' calendars. And that's working quite well. We'll get a little bit more of the attraction piece later on, but um, is that what you guys are like using at the moment? Like Cloud Realty as the face for marketing, or do you guys have like another company that's for marketing that gets calendars full, and then the Cloud Realty conversation comes in? Like, what's that process look like right now?
Yeah, so it's actually it's an easy segue because when we go through the proper discovery, it all hinges on the discovery. Um, and I teach all my partners this, but if we go through a proper discovery and we're asking questions about, like help me understand like what brokerage support looks like. Um, when we finally properly diagnose what their constraint is in their business and how we can solve it, when we do that, if the brokerage just doesn't easily fit into that play, we don't even introduce it. And the reason for that is because we don't want to, like some people call it EXPing over people,
Hmm.
uh, and just talking about their brokerage, how awesome their brokerage is. Because the difference between getting someone to switch over to your marketing, versus getting someone to commit to your brokerage is like almost in some cases asking someone to break up with their girlfriend. Um, and so it's a lot harder. In this agent attraction piece, when we're able to have a marketing conversation, it kind of opens them up. And so that segue that or that that fork in the road, do we have the marketing conversation? Do we have the recruiting conversation? Um, it really all depends on the discovery. Uh,
Mm,
and so if it, and unless we don't do that, then we're just pitching without listening. Um, and we're just like everyone else.
got it.
Um, so it really softens the blow to eventually, like I have just one more example. I have one agent who came on board with us and then 6 months later, after they had closed about 2 or 3 deals using our process, um, weren't committed to the brokerage at first. 6 months later, though, after they had used our process, had success, they'd actually joined.
I love it. So your guys' sales process is a little bit more intricate. Like for example, I talk to other people that use sort of digital products as a way to attract, and what they all do is they'll only just push that marketing and digital product first, right? Like so, some people that we have, some of the digital products aren't even related to marketing. Some of them are related to like how to use follow up boss or how to. I think there's a one person how to, there's a really unique way of doing open houses, right? Anyways, like everyone has different digital products and services they sell that packs their calendars. And when the people come, these agents come to their calendar. Obviously, they view you as an authority, and you have salespeople that are licensed, which is also a nice golden nugget there. But um, you guys will, because your salespeople are having a license piece, they now have the ability to see, okay, is this person a better fit for the brokerage first, or should we sell the product or service first, and then let that do the selling over time? Because it's based on the discovery, like, okay, where are you guys at right now, right? Because some people, if they're in a situation that's, they really could benefit from partnering up right away, then you guys make that offer. right? Whereas other people I speak to, what they do is they only sell the product because then and again, like that's because the salespeople aren't licensed, they're commission only. And then on the back end, that's when the people naturally either reach out, but they also do reach out and get them to partner with them. And then there's also another piece to this as well is if someone comes in and they can't pay for that product, for whatever reason, they can't do payment plan, they can't do financing, whatever it is, then they'll be like, hey, look, Sean or John or whatever your name is offers a unique part of this where you can get it all for free. Would you like to talk more about that? Yes. And they book a calendar directly with that person. So have you guys ever done that? Or have you guys just pretty much stuck with what's working right now, which is engage from the discovery, see where they're at. Maybe they could benefit from getting everything right away for free, I'm assuming, right? With Cloud Realty. Um,
Actually, no.
no?
No, no. And just a tip for some of your other guys that might be watching this. I went through that, and I have a handful of folks who will be with me for life, and they did come in under a free, but the ones who at free did not value at all. So they came in there. I had one guy join our brokerage on Friday and then leave on Monday. Um, and and he was already talking to other people too. And that's going to happen. But, but no, so all that we did was just give a discount, like a steep
Mm.
discount.
Cheap discount. I love it because that's what I tell everyone too. I'm like, you should charge. Obviously, not only just because you can outspend everyone else, you can keep that machine running for paid ads, but also like when people don't pay, they're not invested and they're not committed, and like there's so many other things that happen. And I think it's important as well. Like even like that paying piece, like I'm assuming your salespeople are also comped on that, and like it just helps them keep motivated. Um, and your salespeople, right? They are licensed, and is there license with EXP? Because I think EXP acquired you guys, right? So they have their own respective downlines, or
No, so about 80% of them are, but one of them is a Century 21 business owner. One of them is with LPT. There's one boutique. I got another, no, two boutiques, um, and then the rest are all EXP. And a little golden nugget, something I learned is that I can leverage this benefit uh, as a way to work with other competing brokerages,
mm,
because I would introduce them first into the idea, and I would say, hey, listen, you don't have a vehicle, you don't have an offer. You're just like everyone else that's positioning this. But if you join my organization, you can be a builder with me, and it's actually helping the conversation quite a bit.
definitely, definitely. So that builder, like with Cloud Realty, you're saying?
Like when I say builder, like for example, there's a guy in EXP that has 2,500 agents in his downline. His agent number two has 2,450 agents.
Mm,
That's a builder, like someone who, you just picked up the right person who ran with the model, and now you're basically earning everything off of that person's earnings.
I love it. Yeah, I
Uh,
think even the affiliate marketing game too. Like there's this guy. I think you're familiar with the Go High Level, but like one of the top affiliates, like underneath him, the woman that he brought on, she brought in so much, just like in like sub affiliate income for him, makes like tens of thousands of dollars a month. She's like the one of the biggest. So yeah, getting that rock star underneath you is huge. And I think I want to add on to this as well. Like you talked about, like, they now have that offer to sell. And I think that's really important. I think I want to use this as an experience for everyone to learn from, which is if you're doing agent attraction, whether you're trying to grow your downline, particularly your team or your brokerage, you got to have an offer. And I think what you guys have really done is you guys have an awesome offer. Like just checked out your website and like it is appealing, right? And you guys sell. Is it a done with you solution or done for you in terms of your service offering for the
It's
marketing side?
it's either. We have both options. We lead with the service
Mhm.
option, but we have like we ran a master class that we charged 2,000 a pop, and on how we recruit ISAs for our
Mm,
organization. And so that was at 2K a pop. And with that, we just found we would get them one interview with someone because we have a perpetual pipeline. We just keep that, consistent. And so as a part of like our workshop. So that was like something that we crafted together, but on the
got it.
information.
So walk me through the process. Let's just say I'm on Facebook or Instagram scrolling. I see one of your guys' ads, right? And that's from Cloud Realty, correct? The ads you guys running?
Yeah, yeah, we're doing ads and we're also doing DMs.
DMs. Okay, ads and outbound. So then I'll go ahead and there's probably an offer like, hey, agents, how to do what's like your guys' claim right now or headline?
So our claim right now is how you can get an additional 12 to 24 deals a year without paying a referral or marketing company thousands up front or without paying 30 to 50% of your marketing dollars.
Got it. So you guys are leading with that direct offer. Agents come in. Do they watch some sort of value video sales letter, or just direct booking?
Yeah, so I have uh, a am I able to share my screen?
Yeah, yeah. 1 second. Go for it.
So like one of my offers as a part of my working with my sales folks. Um, so I will, if they don't want to be on camera, I'll make a value video. Um,
How
and
do you generate an additional 12 to 24 deals a year without paying a referral company 30 to 50% of your commission check or paying a marketing company thousands of dollars upfront for God knows where your marketing dollars are going for? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how Benny Roberts' team is doing this for other real estate agents all
Got it.
across the US. And
and and then with all of our case studies and testimonials, and of course he's a licensed real estate agent, so we want to showcase that he's a licensed agent. And then we give them our FAQs, and so everything really falls into the discovery because
Mm,
in the discovery we can properly diagnose and then prescribe homework and then we have what we call the Dear Agent document. So we have the video sales letter and then the Dear Agent document. This really kind of appeals to the more in-depth person.
got
uh,
it. So discovery, you guys, when you guys do discovery calls, so do you guys have like a 2 call process? So agents will book a discovery call for 15 minutes or so. You guys ask them certain series of questions, and then when it comes to that closing call, then you guys can gauge the closing call based off the notes from discovery, right? Is that how you
yeah,
guys do it?
yeah,
Okay,
100%. We have
got
to
it.
we have to problem link, yeah, to what we found out in discovery.
Got it. Got it. So, and then basically when someone does, based off that call, right? So you guys have the part-time agent, which is a 24% revenue split. You guys have the renegade realtor, which is a 12% revenue split. And then you have the enterprise partner, right? So I'm curious. So like, how does that play out? Like, so most people, and then that's also $250 a month, right? So the part-time agent, the 24% revenue split, is there a charge for that? That you guys are charging upfront for like the service fee or?
No, so if you look right below that, it says your first month is free
Okay,
and ad spend is not included.
got it, got it. Oh, I see that. Yep, yeah. And then the renegade realtor is like the 12% revenue split, but $250 a month. So, um, your guys' salespeople would walk them through all the offers, show how you guys can help with this product, and then they'll sign up for one of the plans, correct?
That's correct.
Awesome. And then you mentioned like, the people that they go directly and they partner up under Cloud Realty. And that's what they would use. And then you said that if they're in a different state, then they would go under EXP, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it. And what have you seen as well from like this whole like selling this marketing and digital products as a front end? Like, have you seen the people are much more motivated than other agents, or like especially when they pay? What have you seen from these kind of the archetype of people that you're bringing on?
Yeah, it's I mean you attract all sorts of folks. What's bittersweet about this industry is that you can interact with 10 individuals and 8 of them are going to be out of the business. Um, you know, and the same is exactly true in terms of like the success rate. I hate to say it, but any broker owner or team leader who's been in the business for more than 10, 15 years knows that there's a lot of agents that come and go. But the 10-20% that stay, if you serve them correctly, they're going to be a huge moneymaker for you. Huge moneymaker. Um, Forgive me, I forgot what your question was.
No,
Uh,
yeah, you pretty much answered that one. I think in terms of like the actual process for attraction, right? The next question would be, so of course, on before they ever buy your service, you guys gauge, okay, should we sell the service first or should we sell the brokerage first, right?
mhm.
And after a discovery call, like, will one of your salespeople or discovery specialists say like, hey, so on your call with our salesperson, they'll walk you through how Cloud Realty can help you. Like, how's that differentiating? What's the exact thing they say, or do they even tell the person like, hey, you're going to be pitched a brokerage offer, or you're going to be pitched a product? Like, how does that process really work?
No, marketing is the tip of the spear.
Okay, because it's always marketing, but really what you differentiate, from my understanding, is the payment plan could either be to the brokerage or the payment plan could be directly as a service fee. It just depends upon where they're at, right?
Yeah.
And
And but the enterprise plan came from other agents that I couldn't recruit. So like for example, within EXP, if they're already in EXP, I can't recruit them. So the enterprise plan came from agents who said, man, I want what you have. Like, how do I get what you have? Uh,
hmm,
and that was actually born out of accident, like just by accident, by pure need. So then that's when I saw your guys' offer. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are onto it. You saw a problem in the marketplace, and you guys are the ones to tackle it. I love it.
100%. And like, I think for you guys as well, like you guys have been scaling aggressive. Like you said you were bringing on like onboarding an agent a day, I think at Cloud Realty, right? So
20
like,
months.
yeah, so you guys are killing it with that. And how do you guys intend to scale that? Like just more ad spend, I'm assuming.
Right now, believe it or not, it's calendar space. So
Mm,
I don't have an appointment problem. I have a calendar space problem. So the problem, you said it was a golden nugget. The pro tip about working with real estate agents is that they're also still real estating. So you have to you can't have like a full 8-hour sales rep working with you. That's why I have so many, because so many of them were working anywhere from 2 to 6 hours a day, because
mm,
they're all still selling real estate. Um, and I only have a few that are full time doing this.
got it. Have you ever thought about just really like, so the other folks, right, in the program, what they'll have is they'll search people won't be licensed, of course, but uh just selling the digital product or the service on the front end, just cashing out, scaling that up, multiple 6 figures a month in the front end, and then on the back end, sort of pitching that opportunity to partner. Have you ever thought about that, or have you just seen the other method to work way better for you, particularly?
Yeah, I absolutely have. What's kept me from it is sometimes like this the support. Um, really just the support. And and pushing them, getting them to do it. So I really enjoy my goal with cloud is to create kind of a complete frictionless process for the agent. Those are my aspirations. So I know there's definitely a lot of ways that you can serve agents and uh, in that capacity, but um, I personally, that's just how I like to fit my model is to serve them.
Got it, got it. And last couple of questions here. So when someone does buy on, maybe they're not having that brokerage conversation right away. They use you guys, they work with your guys' service and the user product, and like, you know, after you said after 6 months, right? Is that always typically 6 months, or it could be sooner? And like, what's that conversation looking like on the back end for you to get them to partner up with you guys? Like, hey, look, you guys have had some successful so far. I'd love to introduce you to another opportunity where you can partner with us. How does that work?
Yeah, it was a lot of the there's a lot of low-hanging fruit to people who are already in transition. So again, going back to the discovery, what really was a game changer was about 6 months ago. I had sent probably 30 people to one EXP agent. And at that point I thought each one of those agents, if they cap out every year, is worth at least two to three, 4 grand a year. I'm leaving money out on the table, and I wasn't even looking for it. Then we installed in our scripting and in the discovery, actually focusing, looking for it, and you know, what does brokerage support look like? What does your technology stack look like? You know, if they're mentioning, yeah, I'm spending $300 a month at Remax, I'm spending $400 a month at Remax, then you're just building up ammunition to have that conversation. So I'd say about 50% were almost immediate, and then the other 50% were like 6 months and out. Like they just needed nurture. They were already in love with their broker. Um, so, um, but what's interesting is the more conversations you have, the more discoveries you have, the more you're going to find that people are transitioning. They're in between brokerages. And my perfect avatar is someone who is leaving a team leader or team position, and they don't have a lead source because the team leader was the one who provided it. They don't have you know, any kind of systems because the team leader was providing it. And so that is like a perfect puzzle piece, perfect
Got it.
fit.
So from my understanding, and you guys doing this beautifully, is like you guys are using this marketing angle, digital product, and you guys are really giving agents what they want, which is like, you know, they want to have more closings, they want to have a good offer. So they're using that marketing service or digital product on the front end. They're booking on the call with you. And then 50% of them, you said you're able just to attract them directly into partnership, and the other 50% or so based off that qualification, right? Then on the back end, you guys will sort of have a longer sale, but they'll still eventually jump on board because it'll make so much sense because they're oftentimes getting much more value working with you than their other place anyways, right? So that's how it's sort of structured.
Yeah, and you know, getting money on the back end, if they don't join the brokerage, we're still getting paid from them.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
a win-win. Yeah,
fueling the engine at the end of the day, which is which is really key. The person who could spend the most wins every time.
100%. Have you ever noticed though, like when you attract them directly, um, they still pay, right? Even if you attract them directly into partnership with you at the brokerage, they still have to pay like a monthly fee, correct? You said? And
Yeah.
that's a big part of it because I think if you just went in and said, "Hey, look, it's going to be free," then you don't really recoup the cost per acquisition. They're not motivated. So that's actually a golden nugget as well that I picked up, which is like always charge, but you can have that conversation for recruiting and traction earlier on, which is something that I think everyone can learn from this. So um, yeah, so I think the main thing here is that you use that digital product, the marketing mechanism, the service to help agents, not only as a nice income stream, but also as a way to attract people. And you guys have done great. I mean, you get said, like I said, one agent per day on average, right? You guys are bringing in. And what's like the long-term goal then with Cloud Realty? Like, are you trying to take it public, or what's the long-term goal?
I mean, public would be a crazy accomplishment, but in industry M&A is probably the most likely. If we can get picked up by a Zillow or a Realtor.com, there are so many 8-figure and 9-figure acquisitions in the real estate prop tech space that you know, I want to put the right offer, the right people in place, and then once that happens, I want to do the exact same thing all over again in another industry.
I love it. Yeah, man. You're a real innovator because even I haven't thought about this, and you know, just like the way you're doing it's awesome. And Yeah, so like I know you guys had worked with us some time ago, but like what's your guys' tips like after, you know, I think I haven't talked to you too much particularly. Today was the first interview that we've had, but like what's sort of like your words of wisdom? Because I think you and Yash should work with us as well, but what's like some words of wisdom?
If you're going to work in the real estate industry, never cut corners at the agent's expense. That's one of our core values. And it never made sense to me, to, in some cases I was charging agents, $5 grand a month and they can only afford 1,000 in ad spend. Those were the days, but, it's not in their best interest. And so if you can find that sweet spot where it's in your best interest and of course their best interest as well, and to not cut corners at their expense. Things like ISAs, like I made it mandatory. I no longer, I used to send people leads, but now it's absolutely mandatory. I don't give them an option anymore, because I don't want to. I know that they're going to convert better, and so, yeah, that's I would just say that, looking through that lens, everything from the promise that you offer, to the fulfillment, and the deliverables. As long as you're keeping your promise, I mean, these agents will do you good. But also, don't don't take these agents too seriously at the same time, because man, they can be tough.
No, it's awesome though. I think you guys have done a great job, and like just like where you guys are heading right now, it's exciting. And yeah, apart from that, thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate your time, and hopefully this served as nice training. There's a lot of gold nuggets, and also gave a lot of people assurance that, you know, the way that you are attracting and recruiting is likely the best way out there. So that being said, thank you so much, Sean, and we'll talk soon.